Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are like me, you're probably already starting to look for Christmas decorating ideas and daydreaming about how you'll decorate your home for Christmas this year. So I haven't started decorating just yet, but I figured this would be the perfect time to put together a Christmas decorating marathon. So it's going to be a full collection of all of my Christmas decorating videos from last year. Last year was hands down my favorite year of Christmas decorating. I was just so proud of how everything turned out. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it can give you a little Christmas inspiration as you start planning your home for the holidays. Okay, so we are starting off in the kitchen. I completely cleaned it. I took down the fall decor. I just wanted a clean, fresh slate to begin decorating. Let's see, I want to hang Santa mugs up here. I'm just trying to figure out which ones would look best together. I know I want to hang this one because this one's one of my favorites. I actually got this one at a thrift store a few years ago. So we're gonna hang him up. This is my current favorite mug to drink out of, so I'm not gonna hang this one up. This is a Target one from a few years ago, and honestly, it's just not the cutest, so I'm not gonna hang that one up. I think I'm gonna do this one with the gingerbread in the middle, and then maybe that one or that one hanging up. And then this guy, I think I'm gonna fill with like candy canes and stuff. So let's get into it. Yay, I really like that. Wow, that made a big statement. That's just one of those really cheap ones from Walmart that are like 99 cents. Now I did want to show these because I thought they were so pretty. I didn't get a ton of new Christmas decor this year. Pretty much everything in the kitchen I already owned. However, I found these at Michael's and I thought they were gorgeous. I don't really think they fit that well in the kitchen though, so I do think I'm going to end up using those in the living room. Every year I usually get these same exact stirs. The white chocolate one with the peppermint are the best. I kind of want to try it in here though, but it is a little tall, so I think I'm going to put some paper towels at the bottom to kind of push them up a little bit. Okay, I actually think that looks really good for now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it and move on. Now I'm sure you've heard this before, but one of my favorite kitchen decorating tips is to use cutting boards as decor because they're functional, but they also add a little bit of interest without taking up too much counter space. And all the stores have really good ones like Christmas trees, gingerbread man, pumpkins, and I like to personally put them up and then layer them with different items in front. So another new item I got this year is this Santa cookie jar. It was only $20 at Michael's and it is huge, so I love that. And then here I was trying to figure out what to do because the top looked a little empty and I felt like it was missing something. So I did decide to add a bow. And I know I mentioned this in last year's Christmas decorating video, but if you ever feel like a space looks incomplete, try adding a bow or twinkly lights and it always makes it look better. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, let's move on. Okay, quick check-in. This is what we're working with so far and we're gonna move on over to that area. If you guys ever need Christmas books or just some color added to your kitchen, thrift, thrift, thrift. These are from Goodwill. There's always so many Christmas Southern Living books. Every time I go there, you can use them just for the spine or like the recipes or just add some color. It's perfect. And I think they were like $1 each. So I'm just gonna put them right here just to add a pop of red. Okay, I am a yapper, so there are a few parts of this video where you can see that I'm clearly talking, but I ended up just having to fast forward it because I talk forever. But basically I was saying I was just trying to figure out what bow I wanted here. I have a lot of these really long, pretty bows that I used last year on my mantle and my staircase. However, they don't really fit the vibe of the kitchen. I really wanted the kitchen to be a little bit more fun, so I found these big bows at Target for $5. They're really great quality and I feel like it fits perfectly. Okay, so I had one of these garlands that's from a few years ago, and like every time I touch it, a bunch of pieces fall off of it. It's so frustrating. I think it was from Home Goods a few years ago. It looks like, see, some more just fell off. Nice. This one, and then I have this one I really like from Hobby Lobby this year. It wasn't that full though, and one of them is 9 foot and one is 6. So I wrapped the two together to try and give it like a little bit more texture. So this is 2 separate garlands, and also that one is just like irritating me. I'm gonna hang it up and then I'm gonna go in and like stick those in any sparse spots. So I'm gonna hang that up now. I already put this command hook up here that's kind of meant for garland. It's perfect. I'll have it linked down below. Okay, I think the mix of the 2 garlands was the right move. I think it looks really, really good. So this area is really sparse. If you ever have an area like that in a garland, you can also just buy a pick from like Hobby Lobby or whatever and kind of stick it in there and make it look a little more realistic. So I'm gonna play around with that. I also have some twinkly lights that I'm gonna add in. And because I want the kitchen to be a little bit more playful, it's definitely the most like playful, animated room. I did get this garland that I might add. We'll see if it's too much. I kind of want it to be too much in here though. I want it to be really fun because in the living room I do it a little bit more like classy and traditional. So let's get into it. Last year also I put one of these really long bows up in that corner, but I don't think I'm going to this year. I think I'm just gonna use that garland. That would be a little too much.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel. La 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 la
Okay, can't tell if this angle is really cool or inconvenient, but I have you guys next to the wreath that's hung above the stove. I don't know. We're just trying out different angles today, I suppose.
Treasure, la 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 la.
I bought this floral wire from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. It was $3.99 for this huge thing. I'll never use this much, but it's perfect. You can use it for ornaments. You can use it to hang stuff on garlands. I mean, literally anything. And so I was looking, and I feel like if I hung this up, that candy cane would be way up there. So what I'm gonna do is take a little floral wire and use that to kind of get it up where I want it without it being so into the garland.
Deck the halls with boughs of olive, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la.
Oh wow, I love it. That was the most difficult part. It definitely took a while, but I think it looks so good. Okay, ignore that. I want the Santa mugs that I'm not putting up, I want to wash them so that I can actually drink out of them. But this area kind of is stumping me. I don't really know what to put here. I think I'm just gonna go simple. I have this tree, I've had this for years, like 4 or 5 years. I wanna say it was from Target, like 2018. Thinking, just put that there. I also have a candle, it's a fall candle, but she'll do. And then I have this little wreath thing. I've had this for so many years, like one of our first apartments. I wanna say I've had it since like 2016. It was a wreath, but what I've been doing with it every year is fits perfectly around this candle. So I'm like, maybe I just do that and call it a day, keep it simple. Okay, so it is the next day. I was a little burnt out yesterday. I had to stop. I felt like I wasn't feeling the Christmas spirit anymore. But I love how everything looks except this spot, and there's a few more areas around the kitchen I want to decorate, but I don't know, this just doesn't fit. I think because it's flocked and everything else isn't flocked, I don't know, I just didn't love it. But I went out to my Christmas bins and I found this one that I have from last year. It's a little flocked, but I really like it because it has more greenery. It's a little more like realistic looking how the snow is, and I thought this would be a little prettier. And then I also have this white utensil holder, which I think part of the problem too is it was feeling really dark over here. So this white will kind of connect to all the Santas and everything else on the other side of the kitchen. This is a utensil holder, but this fits perfectly in there. So I'm gonna do that. And then because it was missing something, I found one of these red bows that I just used on my Christmas tree last year. And I'm gonna put that right here. I think it looks way better. I'm still undecided about this guy. So I think I'm just gonna put this white tree here and step away. This area is done. are my absolute favorite. My mom got them for me for my birthday a couple years ago. I'll have a link down below because I tried a few and sent them back to Amazon before finding these, and I love them. And they have different colors. Yay, that worked. Okay, I'll show you guys how I did it. Okay, if you're wondering how I hung this up, I'm taking this, okay, and I'm cutting a tiny little hole in it, like that, and then I'm gonna take an ornament hook and put it through here, like that, and then because these are like bamboo shades, they have little slots in them, so I'm actually gonna loop around and put it in a slot. I'll see if I can give you guys a close-up. Let me do a close-up to show you guys. See this little hook? I'm gonna hook it through the back, like I would go through these lines right here and hook it. So I'm gonna do that in the center. Just gonna stick it through one of these openings right here and then push it in so it doesn't, that's the right height. And now I'm just gonna stick it through one of these openings right here and then push it in. So can you see that? It doesn't damage the slots or anything, but it just hooks it so that it stays put. Now, if you've ever wondered how people get those perfect ends of the ribbon, so I'm gonna cut it to the length I want it, and then all you do is you fold it in half, and then you're gonna cut like this, like a triangle. So then when you open it, the end of that ribbon will have that really pretty cut out. Last minute thing I decided to do. I wasn't going to decorate these doors, and now this might be my favorite part of the whole kitchen. Wow, oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, that's my favorite part. Wow. And the ribbon is so cheap. You could get ribbon anywhere. Those were thrifted at a thrift store, but just get the cheapest wreaths you can find, and you can do this on your windows, your doors, your pantry door, closets, whatever. It looks so good. Okay, so after staring at this all day, I was like, it's missing something. Ooh, because now the angle you guys are at is not a good angle. This is what you would see if you were like 4 feet tall. So up here at my height, you don't see, thankfully, all of that stuff, but I still can see this. So I remembered last year I actually had all of these little bows. They're just cream bows, like little cream velvet bows. And I think I just did something really simple. I just kind of placed the bows like that, and it just added a little something, and also kind of hides the silver part a little bit. I don't know, I just felt like it needed something, and a red bow was too much going on, but I do remember that I liked doing this last year, so I'm gonna add these in. Everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my second decorating for Christmas video. Thank you guys so much for all of the positivity on my last video. I'm like overwhelmed. That video has done so well. There's so many comments. Everybody is being so nice. It's just like, I was on cloud 9 for like the first 3 days after it posted, just reading through everybody's comments. I'll be honest, and I'm sure if you've watched my channel for a while, you already know this. I'll put timestamps if you want to skip ahead. But 2024 was like a really, really rough year for me mentally. I like got off some anxiety medication that I probably should have stayed on, and then I had a rough year, and then I got back on it. But all that caused me to be like really inconsistent with my YouTube videos. Prior to this, I posted every week. You know, I've been doing YouTube for like 7 years, but 2024, I mean, there was some months where I posted like once or twice a month. And because of that, my YouTube channel really, really suffered, and the views suffered, and you know, YouTube's obviously didn't want to push me out, or I'm sure people left because why would you say subscribe to someone that's not posting? So I was starting to kind of feel like maybe my channel was dead or I had messed it up. So just the last video doing so well and like all the positivity and the comments and oh, it really meant so much to me. It kind of gave me like this, just like this new excitement again. Like, okay, actually, no, I'm feeling better now and I can do it again. Like the channel, my channel's not dead. I can keep making videos and, you know, rebuild and come back with consistency and show people again that I can be consistent and all of that. So much to say, but thank you guys so much. There's so many comments on the last video. I'm gonna get back to every single one, I promise. But today's video is another Christmas decorating video. We're gonna be doing the entryway. We're gonna be decorating a Christmas tree. We're gonna be doing the staircase. So a lot of fun stuff in today's video. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for being here and let's just get on into it. Okay, so we are gonna be jumping around a little bit in today's video, but we're gonna start off with the entryway table. Now this entryway table is actually the bottom part of a hutch that I got off Facebook Marketplace quite a few years ago, and I've actually painted it twice since then just to match different decor styles that I had. So I'm going to be cleaning that off and then we're gonna get into the decorating. Okay, I've been kind of over this area recently, like just feeling like, I don't know, just over all of it. So I did get a new lamp because, I don't know, I thought that might switch it up a little bit without being too expensive. So I got this at Home Goods today actually. It was $39.99. Just thought it was really pretty. I really like the like clear glass with the brass gold. I don't know. So we're gonna try that out and see if it makes a difference. Yes. Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. Yeah, I think that's perfect. So last year I put this garland right here and I thought it worked out perfectly because I think I kind of had a little lopsided with a red bow and I loved it. The only problem is you have to put them up with command hooks, like little ones that fit right here. And I don't know where the command hooks are, so I'm gonna go on a hunt. So we just have this blank little area right by the entryway that doesn't have anything. So that's why I got this frame for $14.99. If you ever need frames, you should go to Home Goods because they have so many great frames with really large matting for a cheap price, where if you went anywhere else, it's so expensive. And I think that's gonna go perfect right here. Let me see. And then I have a bunch of these smaller wreaths from Hobby Lobby last year that I didn't even use last year. So I'm gonna put like a wreath and a bow and a bell and make it look really cute. Now, a quick little tip, if you ever have a small hole like this that's on the bell where you want to get a thicker ribbon through it, all I did is I took a bobby pin and put it around the ribbon and strung that through the hole and it pulled it through perfectly. Okay, I think that looks so pretty. Ooh. I'm going to try to hang that right there, and I think it's perfect because you can still see us underneath. So this was like the perfect picture to do it on. And I'm just gonna use an ornament hook to hang it up. I was thinking I could do like a command hook and then put it on. I'm gonna try to like just kind of put it over there so I don't have to use up one of my command strips for this, because those are expensive. Wow, I love that. I'm gonna cut this real quick to be the same size. I think that's perfect. So this is the garland that I use for my railing every year. It is 3 of the Kirkland's garland that's really popular. And all I did is I zip tied the 3 of them together so they wouldn't go anywhere. Now I got them last year and they were on sale at the time for I think $30 a piece. So I got 3 of them. So they were really expensive. It came to $90. I should have gotten 4 because I definitely need 4 for the railing, but I just couldn't do it. I was not willing to make it over $100 on just garland. So I only got 3. So because of that, last year I had to like really stretch to make it work. I'll put a picture here. You can kind of see I had it just across the top of the railing, and then at the top of the staircase there was no garland. I just didn't show you guys that on camera. So this year I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought a cheap garland that I'm using to fill in at the very top. It's not a perfect match to the Kirkland's one, but it does the job. So because of that, I'm gonna do a little swoop this year. Now these bows that I'm hanging up are just bows I made out of a ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's like a 1-inch red velvet ribbon. Super easy. There's no like rhyme or reason to how I did it. I just tied a bow, but I really like them. I did them last year and they held up well. And then this area is actually facing the front door. So I wanted to add a little something so you saw it right when you walked in. So I added these gold bells and it was 3 of them for I believe $9.99 from Walmart, which I thought was a great deal. Now, if the lighting looks a little funky in this shot, it's because it was nighttime. It gets dark so early now, and I always forget with filming that I don't have until like 9 to film. I only have until 5 or so. But as you can see, I'm going all the way up the staircase. So last year, I could not make it all the way up, but I have this 4th one from Hobby Lobby, and you'll see it's not a perfect match, but I mean, it's so high up there, no one's gonna notice that the color is slightly off. Plus, I'm gonna add twinkle lights and all of that. Now, I will say this was the end of the night, so the next clip is actually the next day. So we're gonna take a break from doing the railing, but we will come back to it. Now, we have this little area by the front door that always feels like it's missing something. At one point, I did have an olive tree here, and I loved how it looked, but I ended up using it in a different room. So I thought that this pencil tree would be perfect here. This is from Michael's last year, and I love it. So I'm gonna be setting this up, and then I'm gonna jump around to a different area and we'll come back and decorate this in a little bit. Okay, so I have been playing around with this area for days and I cannot get it how I like it. So I'm gonna I have some options and I'm gonna walk it through with you guys because I'm sure some of you struggle with that as well. So something I haven't tried yet is I have these 2 like really big ornaments from HomeGoods. However, I don't know if they look, yeah, I don't think they're right for here. And I think I want to use them in our little sitting room area. Usually I always decorate very traditional, but in that room I want to do something a little bit different and decorate with like blues and just have it be a little fun. So I'm thinking like I'll put blue ribbons in here and that'll tie in really nicely. So no to these. Here's another thing I think is going to go in the sitting room, but I just want to try it out. I don't think there needs to be like a Christmas tree up here. Let me see. I think that's almost too much greenery. Now, something I wanted to try is coffee table books. I don't think I've ever done coffee table books on the entryway. I don't know why, I always see people do it, and saw some inspiration pictures on Pinterest. So I think I'm gonna try that. This is kind of random, but I have this from HomeGoods. However, I was thinking, because it's fancy to me, I was thinking this would probably go on the mantle. Imagine it with like tons of greenery around it and some red and then like a candle flickering. Yeah, I don't think that's I don't know, we'll play around. But I have these candlestick holders, and I just got these from Michael's, and I love them. So I actually know that I want to use these here somewhere. I think they look weird being on books. Okay, wait. I think I'm liking that a little bit more. Okay, I really like this. This might be my favorite thing. I feel like this needed a pop of red. Also, this is a candle. I just like how it looks though. I didn't even need it to be a candle, but it is a candle. Okay, so now back to the railing. I'm just going in and adding in these twinkle lights. I use them every year. They're my favorite. They're the $5 ones from Target. They're battery operated. Last year I actually tried to do something different and just use my regular Christmas lights, but having to find somewhere to plug it in at the top of the stairs was really hard. We didn't have any outlets in the hallway, and I had to like string it through a bedroom, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. So I really like the battery operated ones. Now, if you notice anything different in the background, there is a new rug in that room over there. So I'm also in the process of filming a room makeover / Christmas decorating in that front sitting room. So stay tuned for that. But if you notice a little bit of a difference, you are correct. There is a new rug back there. I was not planning on decorating that little tree with like bulbs, but I went to Target yesterday and all of their ornament sets were 50% off. I also, this is my first time ever having pink ornaments. I don't know if I'm going to use them or not. I know in the main living area I want to stick to very traditional colors, but this might be fun. So they're shatter resistant, hooks included, $15, 50% off. So it was $7.50 for 50 ornaments. I felt like that was such a good deal. So I think we're gonna go ahead and decorate that little tree. Okay, good thing these are shatter resistant because I carried them in my shirt and I dropped about half of them on the way here. Okay, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, hello, me again, totally different day, wearing the same outfit again. Sorry if this video has been a little all over the place. I have just been decorating the whole house for Christmas and then just filming when I did the specific area, so I've kind of been bouncing around and then filming for different videos. So this tree, I really like how it looks, however, it feels like it's missing a little something. I am really happy with the pink on it though. Now, originally I didn't want to add bows onto this tree because my plan was to add red bows on the living room tree, and I didn't want it to feel like too much when you walked in because you can see both trees at the same time. But I decorated the living room for Christmas last night and I didn't use any red bows on the tree. I love, like, that might be my favorite Christmas decorating video ever, so stay tuned for that. I think it turned out so good. So I think I'm going to make some red bows for this tree and see how it looks. So I don't really have a rhyme or reason to how I do these bows. I've seen a lot of tutorials of people doing like the double bow thing or whatever. I just make a bow how you normally would, and then before I tighten it, I kind of twist anything that needs to be twisted so that the velvet's showing and kind of play with it. And you can pretty much always get it to look nice if you just play around with it a little bit.
Halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la.
Now, one more thing I wanted to note, the lamp that was in here, I did really love it. However, this lamp was in the living room, and we switched around our living room a little bit, and it looked way too big on the side table, and that other lamp that I just bought was about this high, so we switched them. So I put that one in the living room and this one here, and I actually think it fits the space way better now. I love how it looks. I feel like it kind of tied together the whole entry table.
La, 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and...
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is another Christmas decorating video. Now I have to say I was really pleased with my first two videos where I decorated the kitchen for Christmas and the entryway and the staircase, but I think this one is my favorite so far. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. It just feels so Christmassy. That was my intention this year, is I want everything to feel like Christmas. I remember last year, the week after Christmas, I was telling my husband, gosh, it just didn't feel like Christmas this year. And not just the Christmas decor, it's just for some reason I felt like I didn't soak up Christmas enough. Maybe I was just so busy, or I also think it just comes with being a parent and the magic maker of the household. If you don't make it feel like Christmas to yourself, it won't. But I just didn't feel like I soaked it up last year. So that is my intention this year. I want the house to be just feel like Christmas decor everywhere. I want to do all the Christmas crafts with my kids. I want to do the holiday baking. I want to do all the things. I want to feel Christmas this year. So I hope that shows in my decorating. But I will say this video was a little bit long. There's just a lot to do in the living room. The Christmas tree, the mantle, the bookcase, the coffee table. I decorate the mirror and the couches, pillows. So I am breaking it up into two parts because it was a little long. So there will be a part 2 to this video, and I think I'll actually smush that together with my Christmas bedroom decorating. That way that video is a little beefier. But yeah, okay, let's make this house feel like Christmas. Come on. Okay, so this is the before of the living room. I love it. I think it looks great. However, we're gonna do some rearranging in today's video because this little corner over here with all the birds, call it my bird corner, because every single print over there is of a bird, which funny enough, I do not like birds. They actually scare me, but I sure love me some bird prints. So this is actually where our Christmas tree goes. So every year we move this chair out and put the Christmas tree here. However, this year we were like, where could we put this chair? So we also have this couch, and the chase on this couch is actually broken. Not only is the fabric part broken, but when you sit on it, it dips in, so it's not comfortable. You can't sit there. So because this couch is from IKEA, we figured, you know what? Let's just take the chase part out and then reattach the arm and just have a smaller couch. And then maybe we can move that chair next to the couch. So we did that, and it was great. However, that chair is kind of large, so it was it was kind of an odd placement. So then my husband was like, you know what? We have a recliner upstairs in the playroom. Let's bring the recliner downstairs and put that chair upstairs in the playroom, which I was a little skeptical just because it is a dark brown leather recliner and I didn't know how good it would fit in or look. But let me tell you, it has been there for the last week. I don't even care what it looks like anymore. It is so comfortable to have a recliner in your living room. And this one has like a heating part so it can heat your lower back. Oh, it's so nice. So that's what we were doing here. So now I am bringing in the Christmas tree, and I will say this is the worst part of decorating for Christmas every year is the fluffing. I did it a little different this year and I really recommend it. So I went, I'm sure a lot of people already know this tip, but I went bottom to top. I did not attach all the pieces before fluffing. So I put the bottom in and then I only let down the very bottom branches, fluffed those. Then I did the next row, fluffed those, and worked my way up, and it was so much easier to fluff it out. Now, as you can see, our tree is not pre-lit, and so I did have to light it myself, and I went through a bunch of trial and error trying to find the best lights to light it with to kind of get that twinkling effect. I wanted the effect that the girls have that Home Depot twinkling tree, but I just did not want to spend that money. So I'm going to put that portion a little bit later in the video because it's me kind of showing all the different lights. And I'll also put timestamps on that portion, so if you're not interested, you can skip ahead. But for now, we're going to skip over to the garland. Okay, so I have these two garlands intertwined and pieces are flying everywhere. So they're not the best garlands. They're not like the most expensive. One I think was from TJ Maxx a few years ago and all the pieces fall off on the floor. And then another one was from a thrift store. And all I did is I just like intertwined them in years past and kind of wrapped them around each other. So I'm wanting a thicker garland on the mantle this year. So I'm gonna hang this up and see how it looks. But I might add a third one because like this end, so many pieces have fallen out over the years that it's so like, oh, 5 more just fell out. But I'm gonna hang this up and see how it looks. And I am using these command hooks. I will have them linked down below. They're from Amazon. They are the best for garland hanging. I'm gonna go get the additional garland and we're gonna see if we can beef this puppy up. I don't know about that. Now he just has like a limpy little tail end. Okay, that's a no. Darn it. Okay, so that didn't work. So you know what? I am just going to deal with just using these two, and I'm going to take all of the tiny little things that fell off on the ground and just stick them in place and try to like fluff it up that way. And just like a Christmas tree, you have to fluff your garland. Your garland, your wreaths, even your little picks that you put in vases, it will make such a big difference if you just spend a little time fluffing it. So let's see if I can make this look. I'm gonna flip it back the way it was originally. This is what I'm talking about when I say it sheds so much, but I think it's good because I can stick these in wherever I want. Okay, I think that looks a lot better, and I think once I start adding stuff on the mantle and I add like twinkly lights in here, you won't be looking to see like how even it is. And you know what? If it was real garland, it wouldn't be super even anyways. Okay, so every year I usually put those twinkly lights up from Target, and I'm gonna do that again this year, but I wanted to add another layer of a different type of light. So this is also battery operated. I don't love doing plug-in ones for the mantle because I don't want there to be a cord, but these were also from Target and I just think they're so pretty. They don't flash or anything, but I thought it would be fun to mix up the lights. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with my normal little twinkly lights. Now before I decorate this area, I wanted to show you guys, I thrifted this from Goodwill last year, and I didn't end up using it when I was decorating for Christmas last year, but I thought it would be perfect with the bow and the gold. So it actually has a little thing to hang on the wall. So there's nothing going on over here, and it usually looks pretty blank. So I put a push pin in here so I could see what it would look like. And I think this would be so pretty with a battery operated candle in there. So I was having the hardest time figuring out what I wanted to put over here. I knew I needed something with a little bit of height, so I ended up just using this vase that I already owned and putting some stems in it, and I could not find any of these like cedar, is that what they're called, stems that you get at Hobby Lobby. My Hobby Lobby was all out of them, so I ended up finding two random ones that were at the bottom of my Christmas bin, and then I went to At Home and found two of these berry stems, which were only $2 each, and just kind of fluffed them out. And I actually think this might be my favorite part of the mantle now, so I'm so happy with how this turned out. Now, I really wanted to do glass candle holders. I just feel like something about the glass is very Christmassy and classic to me. So originally, I actually thought I found these from Goodwill. They were in my Christmas bin and they just looked like something I would have found from Goodwill. But when I was at Hobby Lobby last week, I saw them. So apparently I actually got these from Hobby Lobby. However, all that to say, if you are on the hunt for candlesticks, I totally recommend checking out Goodwill, Salvation Army. I always see so many there for so cheap. Could not be happier with how this is coming along. I feel like it's even better than I'm kind of just winging it, but it's turning out really well. Okay, so next what I need to decide is where I'm gonna hang our stockings. We just have 4 of these, and I actually think in a future upcoming video, I want to try and I guess embroider these myself. So we've had these for a few years, and I'm thinking I can needlepoint or stitch, or I think it's called needlepoint, our names in like a red on here. I'm gonna attempt to do it. So to hang up our stockings, I always just command hook it underneath here somewhere where you can't see the command hooks. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to do 2 and 2 or like all 4 of them on one side. I think last year I did all 4 on one side and it felt a little heavy. So maybe I should just do 2 and 2. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like 1, 2, especially because we have the fire, and if there's 4 of them, it might be like too much over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 and 2. You talked me into it. an example here of what I plan on doing with the stockings. I'll definitely film it, maybe in like an upcoming vlog or something, but I basically just want to like embroider them with our names, and I think it'll be really special if I do it myself. So I was wanting to do something with those frames, and if you guys watched my entryway decorating video, I took this wreath from last year from Hobby Lobby, and I put a little bell and a bow, and I made this and I put it on a frame by the front door, and it looked so pretty. So I was hoping to do that 4 times. However, when I went to Hobby Lobby, they were all out of this wreath, so I had to get 4 of these, which doesn't match as well, but I don't think it's a huge deal. But then I also have another idea where I could wrap each frame like a present. So, I don't know, we're gonna play around with it. So I started doing this by kind of wrapping it around the frame like you would wrap a present. However, I quickly realized that was kind of wasting a lot of ribbon and I wasn't gonna have enough. So what I ended up doing is just measuring the width and the height and then cutting the ribbon to that length and just taping it on to make it look like it was wrapped. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Yay! Okay, that was the move. Wow, I really like that. I was thinking about adding little bows. Wow.
Wow, that's good.
You like it? Okay, so I wanted to show you guys this amazing tip I saw online. I did not come up with this, but I thought it was such a good idea and I wanted to share. If anybody else has kids, which I know a lot of you do, like young kids or cats or anything else where your bulbs are getting like pulled off your tree, this is my first year ever using glass ornaments. I'm being a little brave because I have a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old. Is this glass? Okay, it says it is. I'm not gonna test it. But, so usually obviously you put it on the hook and you hang it on the tree and it comes off so easily. I saw someone say you get a bunch of these tiny little rubber bands. Mine are blue because I already own them, but you won't be able to see it anyways. Okay, so I'm hoping it'll focus. So you're gonna take the rubber band and you're going to put it through the hole like that, and then you're gonna put one side through and kind of pull it so that it's attached like that. And then when you put it on your branch, it will be super secured on there. So let me go try. Okay, so let's just try right here. We're gonna put it on, and then, yeah, that sucker is on there. So it's like super not going to come off. Wow, okay, so I'm gonna do that for all of my glass ornaments. So I just wanted to share because I thought that was a really good tip. Okay, so ignore the coffee table that's currently on its side. We're doing some rearranging in the living room, but I wanted to show you guys the hunt that I have been on this holiday season for like a month now. So I love that twinkling tree everybody has from Home Depot and Walmart. I think it's so pretty and the branches are so realistic, but I can't justify buying a new Christmas tree when I already have one, you know, just to use for a couple months. So last year I decided to go on Amazon and try and find twinkling lights to put on my tree, because my tree that I already have actually isn't pre-lit, so we put lights on it every year. So these are the ones I found last year on Amazon. And here's the thing. Every twinkling light set on Amazon that says twinkling, this is what they mean when they say twinkling. Which it's pretty, but it's so like fast, where I really want that slow twinkle. So this year I was on the hunt to find another pair because last year our tree did feel a little dark, so I wanted to add another strand this year, but I didn't want to buy the same strand again since I wasn't totally happy with it. So I've been on the hunt. I got these off Amazon. I just took them out of the box, and this is what is so difficult. I don't know if you can even tell the color difference between these on camera. These are so yellow. So then I decided to try these ones at Hobby Lobby. These ones say twinkle lights. And all I'm trying to do is make it somewhat match these so it doesn't look weird on the tree, but then also get some kind of twinkle effect. So the only problem is these are the micro lights, where these ones are like the typical ones, but I'm totally fine with mixing lights. That's pretty. It's a little too cool though. Like this one is super white. It's so funny how hard it is to match up Christmas tree lights. Can you tell how cool that one is? So this is like the perfect in between. So I think I'll return these. So then I saw these at Target. Once again, these are not the micro lights, but I'll make it work if the color matches. Okay, that's a little bit better. So it's still a little cooler. Okay, so this is the one I have the most hope for. Warm light, and it's also the micro lights, so I'm really hoping this is a match. The only thing that stinks is these are only 100 lights, so I would have to buy a handful of these. Oh, okay. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Is there different settings? Okay, I do like that. So as you can see, this side twinkles. It looks fast, but the other side doesn't twinkle. So I think like combined, it would look really good. And I actually think they match up the best so far. Okay, so these are the new lights. I'll have them linked down below. They're the winners, the Philips. So I have them on the twinkle setting, and then I think what my plan is, since the twinkle setting on the ones from last year was just so fast, I think I'll keep these just on, steady on, like they're on right now, because I think they look really pretty, and then kind of mix in the twinkle lights, and then I'll get like a really pretty twinkle effect. That already looks really pretty to me. However, it's a pretty big tree, and this is not a lot of lights, so I don't know, I guess we're just gonna get on into it and see how it turns out. Now, I saw this tip online and I highly recommend it. So every other year that I have put lights on the tree, I have just wrapped it around like bottom to top, and it has been so difficult, and I usually don't like how it looks. This year, I saw someone say that you want a squiggly line up and then squiggly line down and then squiggly line up and down. I hope that makes sense. But let me tell you, it worked out so much better. It was so much less frustrating. I feel like the lights look nicer. They're more random instead of straight lines. So definitely try that out if you haven't already. I finished doing the lights off camera. It looks amazing. Okay, so it is the next day and I'm really happy with how the tree's coming along. We just used like all the family ornaments or ornaments kids made or ones that I had for years. And then I also added in those red velvet ones from Michael's this year. And I really like it. However, I do feel like it's missing a little something. So originally my plan was to put a lot of red bows on the tree to kind of tie in everything. But then I was worried it would be a little too much. But now I actually think it's not enough. So I made red bows. All I use is this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and then I just tie a bow. There's no rhyme or reason. My whole thing is if you tie it and then just don't pull it all the way, see how it does not look good? Before you pull it all the way, you just kind of twist everything how you need it to be, and then just twist it until you get it, and then you can pull it, and then you have a bow. So I'm gonna put those on the tree, and then I also thought I could add some picks because I don't have any picks in the tree, and these were from Michael's. They were $1.99 each, but they were half off. So these were 99 cents each, and I only got 4 because I don't want this huge pick sticking out of the tree. So I'm thinking I can cut it right here, and then this will be a pick, and then down here will be a pick. So then I'll have 8 of them. So I got those, and then I forgot that I already had these. So these were in my Christmas bin that I had been pulling out of, and I totally forgot that I had already bought these. So I think I'm gonna try these on the tree. See, so this was 2 of them that I just cut. How did it look? It looked like this. So I just cut it and then kind of maneuvered them out. So now I have 2 smaller picks. And so this together was $1. So now 50 cents, 50 cents. Perfect. Okay, as I'm sitting here, I'm wondering if I should actually put some picks in the garland, because this is looking like really red, and then over here there's not a lot. So I might try it and just see how it looks. I love it. everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So we have a really fun video today. It's a little bit of a joint video, so a complete room makeover slash decorating for Christmas, and I really like how it turned out. I can't wait for you guys to see it. So to kind of explain it a little bit better, the goal of today's video was to finish our front living room area. If you've been following my channel for a while, you might remember this video. It was a living room makeover. The room originally was like a super dark blue. There was no overhead light. It was just kind of dark and gloomy in there, so I painted it, moved the furniture in, and that was it. I said that I would do a part 2, but I just never really got around to it. It didn't have a rug in there. It just wasn't complete. So the goal of this video was to complete the room, get a rug in there, get some like finishing decor touches, add some art on the wall, and also decorate it for Christmas. Okay, so now it is time for the room makeover. So like I said, this is the before. There was nothing wrong with this room. I still think it was a really pretty room. I think not having the rug is what was throwing me off the most. So once we got that in there, it really felt a lot more finished. And then this side of the room just had this table, and it really had became a catch-all. You could only see it if you were in this room because it's behind a wall. So as I did my decorating, a lot of extras just ended up on this table. So we're going through, we're clearing that off, and then the hardest obstacle for me was to figure out what I was gonna do on that wall. As you can see, I'm just kind of moving the rug around, getting it in the right spot. I love this rug so much. I will say though, if you buy this rug, or honestly if you buy any Laloy rug, I have quite a few of them in my house, and I've noticed a lot of them do this. Sometimes they will look lighter or darker based on the angle that you're standing. So if you're standing one way and looking, it might look lighter, and then when you go to the other side and look the other way, it's a little bit darker. With mine, I did want it to be a little bit darker when you walked into the room. So you can see here when I switch angles, I have it so that it's darker from this side, just because the walls are light and the furniture is light, so I wanted it to be a little bit darker. Okay, so hopping over from the room makeover, we're gonna throw in a little Christmas. So I went ahead and decided I wanted to set up the tree first. That way I could figure out where all the furniture went, because as you can see, I did end up moving that brown chair just so the tree could go in front of the window and look really pretty from the street. Now, I will say I've had this tree for many years. I'm not the biggest fan of flocked trees. I'd love to know, do you prefer the flocked or the more natural tree? I used to love the flocked. Now I'm very much into the more natural look, but as everything does, I'm sure it'll flip-flop in a couple years. Now, you might have noticed in the beginning of the video that this picture that was above this couch originally was a different one. It had a black frame. I felt like it always kind of stood out in this room. It was a little harsh for the rest of the room. So I ended up taking that one out of this room and putting it in the dining room, and then taking this boat picture from the dining room and putting it in this room. Now, I will say the size difference is a little bit different, so it kind of feels a little high on this wall. However, please ignore that for this video. I didn't want to drill new holes in the wall until I was 100% sure that that's where this picture was going to be. So I am going to feel it out for a couple weeks before I lower it. I just want to make sure that that's like the perfect picture for this spot. And then if I like it, I will end up moving it down a few inches. Okay, now this area was definitely the hardest area for me to decorate, and probably why I didn't finish this room makeover sooner. I did not know what to do with this area, And the other day I was in the attic with my husband and he was like, do you remember that you have all these frames and these prints? And I had completely forgotten. And if you're someone who's been watching my channel since our old house, you might remember that these were on the wall in the dining room at our old house. And I don't know why I completely forgot about them. So basically what they are is they are 6 pictures of 6 of the most significant places in mine and my husband's relationship. So the first one is actually Birkdale. That's where we had our first date in North Carolina, and then we actually ended up having our first apartment there as well. It's where we got engaged. It's where I started my YouTube channel. The next one is Boone, North Carolina. This is just a place where we've gone on vacation a few times and had really good memories. The next one is the church we got married in. The next one is a picture of the lake that my husband's family has a cabin there and we go there every summer. Another picture is from Hilton Head, and that was our first real vacation we went on as a couple, and it was just amazing. I think we went for my 23rd birthday, which I'm 32 now. And then the last one is the resort where we had our honeymoon in Key West. So if you guys have an area with a lot of really big pictures, but say you don't have like any family photos that you want blown up that big, or you don't know what to put, this is a great idea to have pictures of some of your favorite places and then maybe make them black and white. But that's what I ended up doing. So I don't know if I 100% love these frames anymore. It's a lot of like wood on wood. However, for now they work perfectly. Now, this piece of furniture right here, I don't know what you call this, to be honest. Is this considered, I don't think it's a buffet, maybe like an entry table. However, it's big and it's beautiful, and I actually got it off Facebook Marketplace a couple of years ago. I want to say I only paid $75, which $50 or $75, which I thought was a really great deal for how big this is, and I don't know, it's such a statement piece. So I'm going to be decorating that. So I'm pulling out this garland from Wayfair and just fluffing it out. I have these garland hooks, which I always recommend. I'll have them linked down below. They are the perfect hooks for hanging garland. Anytime I try to use any other command hooks, it just doesn't work the same way. Like I said in the beginning, I really wanted this to be more of a natural Christmas vibe. So I had a couple of these picks that I thought would be really pretty, just kind of stuffed into the garland in certain spots. So I had 3 of them, so I put 1 on each side and then 1 in the middle. And I really like the dimension it added as well as the pine cones. Okay, so I did feel like this needed a little extra height, so I put a book under here, and I have just a bunch of these random like stems all over my Christmas bins. So I'm gonna go get some more and kind of try and disguise this book a little bit because I don't want it to be super obvious. I don't know, I kind of want to make it look like it's sitting in a field of pine tree, or I don't know, whatever. You get the point. You guys will have to let me know. I actually think it's starting to look worse with these. I don't know, maybe I just need to play around with the placement. Sometimes I think if I try too hard, it comes out worse, where if I just like threw it in there, it would work. So maybe I'll try that. found this in like my random decor bin that I have, so felt like I would just add it for, I don't know, a little extra interest and height. And then I'm going to put some bows on here. Yay! Okay, I think that looks so good. I'm very happy with that. I also think this just, I don't know, added a little pizzazz to the area. Yay! Okay, I'm happy with that. Moving on. Okay, so now it is time for the ribbon. So my plan is to put a big bow on this wreath to put on that picture, and then also a lot of bows on the tree, on the candlesticks, just kind of all over. I'm really loving bows right now. And I will say the hardest part was finding a ribbon color that I liked. I had a specific vision in mind. I'll put all of my inspiration pictures on the screen. I just love this look, and I could not find this color ribbon forever. I ended up finding one. I wouldn't say that I'd recommend it though, because when it came in, it was actually only enough ribbon to make one bow, and I think it was like $10. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I did have a hard time finding this ribbon color. The lighting is a little different because the sun went down. I'm not used to filming with the time change because I'm used to being able to film until like 9 o'clock and still having light. But it's like 4:30 and the sun went down. So we have had this basket. It is seen better days in our family room and no one's used it in a long time. So I figured I could put it in here. Maybe it can hold toys or books or whatever, but I just liked that it added like a little bit of warmth and some more brown in the room. And then this blue pillow I've had for so many years, and it's just like my favorite blue color for decorating, so we're gonna put that there. Oh, by the way guys, if you've noticed me hobbling around, it's because I've either broken or fractured my big toe. The other day I was carrying our robot vacuum, like the actual station, to a different room so I could film, and I guess I tipped it too much, and the robot vacuum, which I thought would be like 5 pounds, but apparently it's like 15 pounds, it's very heavy, fell down and smashed my big toe and the toe next to it. So it was not a pretty sight. It's like the worst pain I've ever felt. I was home alone and I called my mom and I couldn't even like talk. I just was showing her my phone or my toe on the phone, like trying to breathe through it, and she actually drove over and helped me because it was so painful. So I toughed it out for a few days because I was thinking, okay, broken toe, what are they gonna do? It just heals itself. But I was in excruciating pain just, you know, every day since it's happened. It's been, I think, 4 or 5 days now, and I couldn't even walk. So I went to urgent care. They did an x-ray. I have not gotten a call from like the radiologist yet to find out if it's broken or fractured or whatever. But she did drain it. I know I'm like a queasy person, so that was not fun. But I do have to wear this boot for a couple weeks, which, let me tell you, it is insane how much this boot helps. I didn't even think you got a boot for a broken toe, but it is crazy. Something about it supports it. When I take this off, the pain is like unbearable. I can't walk. I had to crawl to the bathroom last night because I didn't have my boot next to the bed. And then when I put this on, I can do stuff. It just makes it so much better. But anyways, we have this pillow, which I thought was so pretty. It has the greens that are already in this room because of the curtains and the greenery and the candlesticks. And then this color is the same color as that couch, so I thought if I put it on that chair, it would kind of tie it all together. So we don't have a coffee table in this room, which is kind of a pain, but we have this really big ottoman. So I just found a tray, and I feel like that'll work perfectly, because then if you need somewhere to put your drink or food or whatever, and you could use the side table, but now you can also use the tray, the makeshift coffee table. Okay, so something I was thinking I could do is I found these cute little, I think they're for gift wrapping, but I was thinking I could put them on the top of the frames, like on the top 3 up there. Now, I will say, don't mind if any of these are crooked. The thing that's kind of a pain in the butt about these frames is they're only hung up in the center. So I remember at our old house, like if someone touched them, they would be all crooked, so you kind of gotta play around with them. But I'm thinking I can put these on the top 3 just to bring some of that greenery up and kind of pull your eye up a little bit. So let's see. Oh, I'm not sure how I would get them to stick up there. I'm thinking I can just take some floral wire. Yay, I think that looks so good. I actually don't think I'm going to add the blue ribbons just yet, because I think there's going to be enough pops of blue elsewhere, so we'll see, but I'm going to keep it like that for now. Okay, so that is where we end today. So I'm gonna give you a look at the before one more time. And now here is the after. I am so happy with it. I think it looks so good. It's exactly the style I was going for. I love that it's so different from all the other rooms in the house. Every other room in the house is so red and green and traditional, where if you guys watch my channels more year-round, I do lean more towards like traditional / coastal decor. So I wanted this room to feel like that a little bit more, and I love it. I love how it looks. And I will say it's still a work in progress, but you know, things like this take time in the real world, so I would love to eventually possibly get, I don't know, just do a little something more. Like I said, if I end up loving that picture there, I am going to center it and move it down a little bit so it's in the correct spot. I just didn't want to make new holes if I wasn't 100% sure. I would also love to get a bookcase either here or here. Things will definitely continue to change, but wow, this rug made the biggest difference and really completed the room, and I'm just really happy with it right now. It went from just kind of looking like we just stuck some furniture in here and it wasn't complete, to now I definitely, even though I see things that I would love to fix or tweak or change in the future, I think if you walked in, you would think that this was a finished room, and I'm really happy with it. Christmas is next week. Now, I did a lot of this room very, very red. However, I don't have a lot of red Christmas decor left. I've used it all in my house. So I'm gonna just make this more neutral since I have this up here and I like to keep that there like year round. So I have this Christmas tree. I think this was from Michael's last year, and then this is a Goodwill find that I just painted. You can see it's kind of chipping off because it's been a while. And I think I'm gonna use one of these blue bows that I used in my last Christmas decorating video to add a little bow at the top. I still want it to feel Christmassy. I just don't have a lot of red stuff left. So we're gonna put some trees. Okay, now I have this bowl. This was like the $12 bowl from Walmart, and I just put some pine cones in it. And I think I'm gonna I have 2 of these bells. I used one in my last Christmas decorating video. They're from Wayfair. And in the other room, I put it in a bowl with pine cones like this, and I really liked how it looked. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I think it looks good. So we're gonna go out to the land of Christmas decor. It is super unorganized right now because I have just been like going through it like a raccoon trying to find things. This is from mine and my husband's first apartment. Not really my style anymore, but I got them from the Christmas tree shop. They had one where we lived in West Virginia. We had to live there for a year with my husband's job. I don't know, they just bring back memories. So I don't want to get rid of them, but they definitely don't fit in with the rest of the kitchen. It's funny all the styles of decor I've gone through over the years, because then I also have like these placemats that one year when I wanted the kitchen to be like a little more fancy. Oh my goodness, I know I've told this story before, but I'll just say it again. So this right here, I'll never get rid of this. This is just like a plastic looking fireplace. So, okay, I decided to prop you guys up so you could see me while I tell this story. I feel like a little self-conscious right now though. I'm like glistening with sweat because I've been doing filming 2 different videos today. But anyways, me and my husband love Christmas decor. I thought that I was a Christmas fanatic, and then I met him. It's funny because we listen to like Christmas music all year round. Funny enough, like a couple weeks ago, the beginning of October, he was like, if you want to decorate for Christmas now, you can. Like, you don't have to wait for Halloween. Like, he loves Christmas decor. So that's something we bonded over in our early dating years. So in 2015, we had been living together for like 8 months or so, 9 months. And it was coming up on our first Christmas and first Thanksgiving in our apartment. We didn't have any Christmas decor because it was our first time living together. And one day I came home from work and I walk in the front door and I like jump back because our apartment is decorated like a winter wonderland. There is a fireplace, like a fake fireplace on the TV. He has that plastic fireplace set up in, there was a certain part in our apartment where a dining room was supposed to go, but we didn't have a table yet. So he had that on the wall so you could see like the fake fireplace. And then he had bought all these decorations on his own. We didn't own any. He bought so many Christmas decorations. When I tell you Christmas lights and decor everywhere, there were Christmas pillows, Christmas blankets, there was a Christmas tree, ornaments, he had decorated, he had bought a Christmas bear that had 2015 on the foot so that like I could remember the year. There was that fireplace. He even took Christmas lights and strung them around the edge, like the ceiling, like the crown molding of the whole apartment. Like the whole apartment was covered in Christmas lights. So I walk in after work and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I walk in further into the apartment and I'm like, James, what in the world? And he's kind of like coming up behind me and I'm like, this looks amazing. And then I hear him say, there's one more surprise. And I turn around and he's down on one knee, and that's how he proposed to me. So it like gives me chills when I even think about it. It was just perfect. I'm obviously like extremely extroverted. My husband is very introverted. So I always knew like for a proposal, we would want to do something more private, just the two of us. It couldn't have been more us and more perfect. It was amazing, and he did it the day before Thanksgiving, so it was really nice because we both had off work the next couple days. We got to go around to all our families and like show them the ring and talk. But all that to say, this is the fireplace that he had set up. I kept like everything from back then that he had set up, but yeah, it's just a little story about us. Dad, I'm gonna make the bed real quick. Also, there's a lot of Christmas decor up here. Originally, I was gonna do a full bedroom Christmas decorate with me like I do every year, but I never got around to it. So let's just do it in today's video. So I'm gonna make the bed and then decorate the nightstands and everything for Christmas, and then after that we'll go downstairs. But I'm really trying to make a habit of making the bed every day. And when I say really trying to make a habit, I mean today's day one, so gotta start somewhere. Okay, I forgot that I had ordered some of the kids' Christmas presents on Black Friday. I don't know why, I completely forgot. Gosh, I was not expecting this, and actually my son's about to come home from school, so I do need to figure out how I'm gonna hide this. Okay, let me put this away and then we'll open up the bookcase and see if it's a keeper or not. Oh shoot, I don't remember how this was all in there. It was in there all perfectly. Okay, next. Okay. So we've already got a piece poking out. I just want to see if the color is good. So I got this warmer color, this like darker brown. It's actually not too warm. On camera it's looking too warm though, so I don't like that. I've been really loving like more of a timeless, classic, traditional look recently. This might be the color of my new coffee table. I don't know. See, I don't want to put this whole thing together and then be like, I don't like it, because then what do? You just take it apart and exchange it or return it? I don't know. It's like I need to decide before I take everything out. It's like I almost need to go on Pinterest and type in brown bookshelf or bookcase and just look at a bunch of pictures and see if I like the look. Because sometimes I'll think I don't like something and then someone else does it and I'm like, oh, I like that. I think that's just like human nature. Okay, I'm not gonna fully open it, but you know what? While I'm getting up, let me show you guys the coffee table. So I found this on Facebook Marketplace for $45. It was actually online for quite a while. I think she had it marked at $70. I'll put on here what the listing looked like. It just didn't have like good photos or good lighting or anything, so I think that's why no one was buying it. But I was like, you know what, $45, like, oh, I wanted a bigger coffee table, and I felt like if it didn't work, I could always get my money back by reselling it because $45 is so cheap. So this is what it looks like. I don't know how I feel about the color. I'm not used to a dark wood like this. Now, I don't mind these scratches at all because the reason I didn't want to buy a new coffee table, and I like buying from Facebook Marketplace, is I have a 3 and a 7-year-old, so I don't want to be stressed all the time, like, don't touch that, don't eat there, don't color on there. So I feel like if it's already like pre-loved, I don't really have to worry about it. However, I found these in my cabinet that I have had forever. I think they're meant for like hardwood floor. Yeah, it says for wood furniture and floors. So what I was thinking is maybe I can try and color in some of these spots. But yeah, this is the new coffee table. Not 100% sure how I feel about it, but I love the height. I love how big it is. It is such a big coffee table, so much bigger than our old one. I feel like it's like a really nice piece of furniture for $45. I wonder, like, is this real wood? I think so. I wonder if I could sand it down and make it lighter. I don't know, but for now, we're gonna fill it in, and yeah, this is what the coffee table looks like. I feel like I got a good deal for $45. Okay, so if you guys missed my last video, I decorated this room. I love this rug, and I feel like it ties in really well with that. I also moved the old coffee table in here since I got a new one off Facebook Marketplace. So this is what the cabinet looks like that I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep. This is the color, and my mom's here now, and she thinks that it would be a good color because it does look really similar to this. So it would tie that in, and then as you can see, there is like a lot of, this room has a lot of blue lighting coming in from outside, but there. It kind of ties into the rug. I just am worried about it being too dark or too orange, but I think we're just gonna put it together. The room has no natural light, so I always use this. It's actually really good for what I use it for. You could use it in like a home gym, but it has different color modes and different brightnesses. I'll link it down below if anyone needs a light. But I brought that in here because this room has no natural light and no overhead light. Okay, so I don't love this side table. I got it off Facebook Marketplace years ago. It's a pretty big, like, nice side table. I want to say I paid like, geez, maybe like $60. I don't really remember. But when I brought it home, it is a little dark. It's not black, but it looks black in here. So I actually think I'm going to try to resell that on Facebook Marketplace and then put the bookshelf in its place. So just moving that out of the way real quick. So next we are going to be doing the playroom. So this is our little playroom, toy room area, and there were a couple like regular decor items I wanted to add in before I added in the Christmas decor. Okay, so this is what we call the toy room slash movie room, because usually we have the projector right here, and my husband and the kids, I never really have the time to, but my husband and the kids spend time in this room almost daily watching movies on the projector on that wall. So I want this room to be a little homier and cozier. So something that I think is a really great idea for decorating in a toy room is just using books that you already have. So the kids have a ton of books. They're in a bookshelf in the guest room right now. But I found these like acrylic bookshelves, and I'm gonna hang these up and put books on there, and the books will kind of act as decor, and they're easily accessible. So I'm gonna hang up a couple like just typical decor items in here to make it a little homier, and then I'm gonna decorate this room for Christmas, bring up a Christmas tree, hang some garland from here. I found this in my Christmas decor, which I thought would be really cute on top of like the book area. So I'm really excited. Now, before I ever hang things up, I always put them up with push pins just to see what they would look like. So just gonna kind of go for it really quick. Okay, so I just pulled a bunch of books that can go on that bookshelf because I want it to be Christmassy in here. So I found this one, Paddington and the Christmas Surprise. This is Are We There Yet? But for some reason it looks like a birthday present, so this is perfect. And then this is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, but it's red and green, so I thought that would be great. This is also kind of red and green. I don't know, I want it to look a little bit festive up there. Okay, so it's been a couple days since I filmed hanging this up, and I don't know what happened to the gingerbread lane sign. I have this hot cocoa bar one that is pretty similar. For the sake of the video, I'm going to put this one up, but then when I find the gingerbread lane one, I'm just going to switch it out. So hot cocoa bar doesn't really make sense, but you get the gist. A fun way to add art to like your kids' rooms or their playrooms, if you want like colorful art, is just to have your kids draw something and then frame it. I feel like you know, they're proud of it. William was really excited that I framed his artwork, and basically it was like a bunch of different Christmas pictures that he had drawn, and I cut them out and put them together to put in one frame, and he really loved how it turned out. It's super easy to switch them out. I got this pack of white frames off Amazon years ago, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and they've just been sitting in the closet. They're very cheap frames, and you can tell in person that they're really cheap, but they do the job. They look really pretty. I can switch out the artwork whenever I want, so I feel like that is a win. Today's video is going to be a Christmas decor haul. I found a lot of really great items. I can't wait to share with you guys, and it's also going to be a shop with me as well. So basically what I did is over the last few weeks, anytime I went to Home Goods, HomeSense, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, if I saw some cute Christmas decor, I would just take my phone out real quick and record it. So it's gonna be a mashup of like all of my favorite Christmas decor items I've seen out and about the past few weeks. So we're gonna do that, and then afterwards I will go into the haul. You can kind of see a little sneak peek of it here. I have some really great items. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just get on into it. Okay, so we are heading into Home Goods. Now, typically I like to film these while talking in the moment, but I did decide to do a voiceover because every time I went, it was so busy. So the first area I went to was the pillows. I was actually on the hunt for these nostalgic vintage style pillows, and I love them. I did get a couple. I left this tree one behind, and now looking back, I actually really wish I would have gotten that one. So a big theme I noticed for Christmas decor this year, at least in my Home Goods, was a ton of pink. A lot of like really fun bows and just pink Christmas. I really like this style. However, I have so many years collected of just traditional red and green, and I really like that style because to me it feels the most Christmas. But man, I love the pink stuff. Pink is my favorite color. I feel like if it was like 10 years ago and I was decorating an apartment, I would go all out on the pink decor. So I just love this section. I love looking at it. I love seeing people's hauls of the pink Christmas. But I myself, I don't know if I could incorporate it. Now I will say this tree skirt I actually did end up bringing home because it's pink, but it has the red bows, and I used a lot of red bows in my Christmas decor last year, and I feel like maybe this can add a little pop of pink to the rest of my decor. We'll see how it fits in though. Now my favorite type of Christmas decor for the kitchen is like that kitschy Christmas decor. I don't even know if that's the right word, but where it's like a little more fun and playful. I just think that style looks so cute in a kitchen. So I loved this gingerbread. I love this mug. The mug was $8 though, and I know it's a little more expensive because it has that topper, but I don't know if I would ever actually use the topper, so I did end up leaving that behind. This Christmas tree was beautiful. I see it every time I go in there. I'm surprised it's still there. It had the perfect lights and a basket, and it was just a really pretty tree. However, I do think it was marked a little bit high, especially because you can find trees so cheap at Walmart nowadays. Now these plates I loved. I thought this was also a really good deal. I love this brand, Cupcakes and Cashmere. Now these are 4 big plates and 4 smaller plates, or like 4 chargers and 4 plates for $20. I thought that was a good deal, but like I said, it just wouldn't fit the decor I already have. Something else I thought was really cute is they actually had a few of these mugs where they were ghost mugs holding different Christmas items. If you are ever on the hunt for a good mug, check out HomeGoods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I feel like they have so many to choose from. I am someone that loves mugs. That's what I go crazy for. That's what I want to buy everyone for every occasion. I just collect mugs and I think it's so fun. Now these are marble stocking holders, and I feel like I tell this story every year, but we never use stocking holders in my house. We just use little command hooks because I was babysitting my brother when I was like 16, and I think he was like 2 years old, and he pulled on one of the stockings and the stocking holder fell down and hit him in the eye, and he had to get stitches. So I am terrified of heavy stocking holders. So PSA to all parents. So I also headed over to Ross, and I used to think that Ross was part of the HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I kind of refer to all of those as one store. I'm not sure if Ross is part of that or if they ever were, but if you guys have a Ross near you, you have to check them out. They have similar items to HomeGoods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, but the prices are always a little bit cheaper. I feel like they don't have as big of a selection, but like I said, it is worth it if you go in there and find something good. Okay, let's get into the actual haul. So let's start off with the most boring thing that I got, and this was actually the first item I bought. I think I bought it like a month ago now because I wasn't sure if it would sell out. So it is actually Garland. I have a lot of Garland, but I feel like every year when I'm putting up my Garland, I'm like really stretching to make it fit the space. Like last year when I put it on the stairs, I think I didn't film the top part because there was like 2 feet where there was no Garland. And I was like, I just won't put that part on camera. But I really want it to look nice. I found this one at Hobby Lobby. It's very realistic. It reminds me of the Kirkland's one that I have. And it was $47.99, but only ever buy it half off. So that would have made it like $24 or so. So I got 2 of those, and they're actually pretty long. They are 6 feet. They feel longer than 6 feet. So I got 2 of those. So a mug. I saw this mug at Marshalls. It was $4.99. I just love it. I went back and forth between wanting the one that was like more pink and girly or this one, but I don't know. I kind of just always end up leaning towards more traditional. Just think this is so cute. I've seen one also where it's like a really dark brown, but this one is my favorite, and it's a good size mug. So that was $4.99 from the brand Holiday Bakery. Now, something I was really on the hunt for, I knew I wanted some glasses like this. I only ended up buying one, but I had seen that people said that they were at Hobby Lobby, at World Market, at HomeGoods. I ended up finding this one at HomeGoods. It was $4.99, and it's just this really pretty Christmas glass. I only bought one because I'm like, I only need one. I just thought it would be nice for like my iced coffee or whatever. I just think it's really cute. I really like these glasses. So yeah, this was $4.99. No, it was $5.99, which is way better than the ones at Anthropologie that are really similar. And I think theirs are like $19.99 or $14.99. But I've noticed these at, like I said, Hobby Lobby, World Market, HomeGoods, Marshalls. So if you're on the hunt for these glasses where they have like the indented ones, there's ones with Christmas trees and stockings and everything, you can find them at those stores. The next thing I actually found today, I think it is so cute. I don't know, I have this vision in my head. I'll put a clip here of last year how I had my Santa mugs kind of hanging on the hooks by the coffee bar. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy, but I envision him over there somewhere because it's the same type of vibes. I don't know what I would put in it. I almost feel like there needs to be a floral in there, but I'm not big with florals around Christmas time where I never know what to do. But all that to say, it is this gingerbread. It was $7.99. He's a measuring cup, so it actually says 4 cups right there. And it looks like that. I just think that would be really cute in that area. Maybe I won't put anything in it. I could obviously put like wooden spoons and stuff, but I don't know if that would really make sense for the coffee area. So maybe he'll end up more by the stove, but I just thought that was so cute. So I actually got this one today. Also, did you guys realize I got my nails done? I never ever have my nails done. I usually have like little boy nails because I bite my nails. I got them done last week, so they're a little grown out, but I actually got them done for these videos. I wanted them to look nice when I was, showing all the Christmas decor and stuff, because I feel like usually my nails don't look good. And so I wanted them to look nice and professional on camera, so I got my nails done. I think this is the first time I've had my nails done since my wedding 8 years ago. So I just usually like have a hard time spending money on it, but I love how they look. I might do it one more time, like throughout the Christmas season, so my nails look good, but we'll see. Okay, this one I thought was such a cool find. So the last few years, I haven't put anything on top of my tree. I don't know why. We just haven't had a star or an angel or anything. And I don't know. We'll see how this looks. Maybe it'll look funky, but I thought it was really cute. And it was only $7.99. So it is a bow tree topper. So as you can see, it's a tree topper and a big red bow. So I thought that would look so pretty. It's from the brand Cupcakes and Cashmere. I love that brand. And $7.99. I wasn't expecting it to be that cheap. So yeah, I got that. Now the next thing I got was actually an online order. I placed an online order. I was looking at tjmax.com and just seeing all the stuff they had, and I found a few things that I really liked. And with TJ Maxx, you don't know if you go in the store if it's gonna be there or not. So I did buy it online, and it is this tree skirt. So it's from the brand Laura Ashley. It is a pink tree skirt with the red bows. And last year when I decorated for Christmas, I did a lot of red bows. I always decorate pretty traditionally with like reds and whites and greens. I'm like, I don't think pink would clash if I added this in. So I got this tree skirt. We'll see how it looks. It's a light pink. So I was excited about this. It was $24.99. So I got that. Now, I guess I'll just show you everything I got in the online order. So the next thing I got, once again, it has bows. I just love red bows for Christmas, and I know that I have a lot of red bows and own red bow stuff, so I felt like it would fit in easily. But it is this blanket. Now, I actually do want to open this. The reason I haven't opened anything yet is because in case I wanted to return it, I didn't really want to mess with anything. I want to see if it's soft, though. Oh yeah, it's soft. It's definitely not like favorite blanket on the couch soft. I love those like super soft, cozy blankets, but this one was just so cute. And the inside looks like this, but then the outside has these red bows. And this is from the brand Handcrafted in India. I love all their stuff that I see at Home Goods. And it was $24.99. It's a 50 by 70 rug. So I got that. Okay, 2 more online orders. Now this one I just loved. It gives me like nostalgic Christmas vibes, and the back of it actually matches the exact throw pillows I have. So usually I have these throw pillow covers that are this exact color. So I figured that this would match really well, and it is this beautiful Christmas dog pillow. And I don't know, I just thought that was so, so pretty. I love the detailing, and I don't know how to explain it. It feels like nostalgic Christmas decor to me. And this is from the brand Merry Christmas with Lots of Love. Is that the brand? But it's a 20 by 20 pillow, and it was $24.99, so I got that. Now, last one. I'm actually not sure if I'm gonna keep this one, so I won't open the packaging. But this is a Santa pillow. Once again, it kind of gave me like nostalgic Christmas vibes, vintage Christmas. I do really like it, but I don't know how well it would fit in. So it is this big Santa pillow, and it's like a cream tan, kind of like a burlap feeling. I just kind of feel like these two don't go together. This is very cottagey, like farmhousey kind of Christmas in person, and I think this one's a little more traditional, which is what I typically lean towards. But I do really love this. So it is Santa, and then the back is red and white stripes, and that was $19.99 from the brand The Farmhouse by Rachel Ashwell. So yeah, it's very farmhousey. Okay, I went a little pillow crazy. I have 2 more pillows. So that's why I do think I'm going to return this guy, because I found these other ones in person before this one came in the mail. And then when it came in the mail, I felt like it didn't fit the other ones as much. But I have this one. It's the same brand as the puppy one. I love the color. I love the detailing and the stitching. I just think it's so beautiful. So I got that and it was $24.99. And then the next pillow I thought was so cute. It was actually from Ross. Ross, if you guys have a Ross near you, you have to go in there. I always feel like it's the same type of stuff as Home Goods and TJ Maxx, but way cheaper. So this pillow was $12, and I just thought that was so cute. Once again, with the red bow theme, it kind of looks like a bright red on camera. It's definitely more of a deeper red. I guess they both look kind of bright on camera. It's a little bit more of a deeper red. But I just thought that that was so pretty. Now the last one I also got today, once again it has bows. I didn't realize how many bow things I had. Actually, I don't have that much. I have the Christmas tree topper, the Christmas tree skirt, and the blanket. And now I also have this tray. So it is this gold tray. It was $14.99. It's from the brand Made in India. I just thought this was really pretty. I'm always on the hunt for like a really nice tray for my coffee table to put things on. This could even be used in the bathroom or whatever, but I thought that the gold and the bows gave me Christmas vibes without it being over the top. I feel like I could style this really pretty and it would look really nice. So this is what we're working with right now. Now forgive me if while you're watching this video the lighting changes a ton. I have so much difficulty whenever I film in my bedroom. I'm not sure what it is about it, if it's because of the way the sunlight comes through or what, or how like the lights are so far up. I don't know what it is, but the lighting will change throughout the video to be like cool toned, warm tone, cool tone. I have to go in and like edit every single clip. So sorry if that happens in today's video. But as you can see, the room is not super dirty, at least not for my standards, but it is kind of cluttered. So over here we have just a ton of laundry we need to go through. This is all clean laundry. We did a ton of loads of laundry yesterday and we put a ton away, but this is what we haven't gotten to. Also, we've just been sleeping without our duvet cover for a couple weeks. One of us washed it and then we just never put it back on, so we need to put the actual duvet cover on the duvet. Now facing to this side of the room, the dresser is just really cluttered, so I just want to clean that up a little bit. And over here we have this little spot because my 6-year-old's been having a lot of nightmares recently, so we have this for if he needs to come in and sleep in here. So let's get into that, and then after that we will get into the Christmas decorating. Out of the room for the sake of the video, but I just know he's probably going to come back in here tonight, and it makes the most sense to keep it in here. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, there's nothing else I'm going to put here, so I think I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, like lean it up against the wall. I don't think I'm going to take it out of the room, put it in the hallway, pretend I moved it, and then move it right back after the video, because you know, it's just our life right now. This is in our room. Okay, so I am going to do on my headboard what I do every year. I've done this for like the past 4 Christmases because I love how it turns out, and I feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it. So this garland I got a few years ago from Walmart. I think it was like $9.98, but it is my favorite one for above the bed. It's not very like drapey or swoopy, so I don't love it for like the railing or the mantle, but for my headboard it works perfectly. I love that it has the different color greenery and it lights up, and it was super affordable. So I always put this up with a few command hooks, and then I also add this, what is this? What am I thinking of? It hasn't even came on the screen yet. You'll see it. It's like a soft, fluffy garland. I feel like it works perfectly in the bedroom. It's not gonna jingle or annoy us in the middle of the night, but it adds another layer of like texture and design, and I really love how they look together. Now, if you've watched any of my Christmas decorating videos, you know that I love decorating with red for Christmas. I love the traditional colors, and I love adding bows. So I knew I wanted to add a couple of bows to the gold sconces just to add a little bit of color and interest. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with this really skinny, long velvet red bow or the more structured wire bow. So I decided to put one on each sconce and just kind of feel them out and see which one looked the best. Now for pillows. I'll be honest, I'm not someone who usually uses my Euro pillows. I did bring them into the room today for the sake of the video, but typically those stay in the guest room just because I feel like they are such a pain in the butt. They kind of just stay on the floor and take up space if they're in my room. So I wanted to decorate with those in today's video, and then I also wanted to add some of these throw pillows. So I have had these for a few years now. I love them. They're red and white striped. They're actually Ray done. You wouldn't know it, but there is writing on the other side of the pillow, but I just turn it to the other side so that you can only see the pattern. Now, one of the few Christmas decorations I bought this year is this tree. So I found these trees at Michael's and they were only $10. I thought that was a great deal. I love how realistic they look, and they have flocking, but it's not too much. However, I'm not a big fan of like the burlap sack look. So I found these little planters at Michael's as well, and they were in the clearance aisle, and I thought they would be perfect, and the trees fit in them perfectly. So that was a really great find. Now, I didn't have a tree skirt for this tree, so what I did is I just found a small blanket that we weren't using and wrapped it around it, and it worked out perfectly.